Using your talents is something that I have been taught and learned about over time. For me, giving my talents at church is an act of stewardship, but even more so, it is an opportunity to see the talents God has given me and the pathways I have been provided to develop those talents. One of those that I use in my professional life as a teacher has been how to develop curriculum for learners. Reviewing resources, synthesizing concepts, and analyzing what might work for the bright and brilliant youngsters in our church brings me great joy. The work that I do teaching courses on designing curriculum in my everyday work extends as a talent that I can bring to the group of Sunday school teachers and confirmation leaders for our children and youth.
I love the way that members of the congregation have reached out to mentor U-Lead students. Robert Foster, Alice Willman, Katie Lynch, Erin Burnham have all taken their time and come every week to support young people trying to get to college. Here we see Robert with Jesus leaning over his shoulder saying, "Attaboy," as he counsels a young woman who eventually got a full ride to Stetson University.
This is not the most glamorous picture of Gail, but counting money is probably the least glamorous act of stewardship in the church. Missions work is very visible and fulfilling, as you get a sense you are continuing the work of Jesus. Teaching Sunday school reaps instant rewards with the smiles on children's faces. Performing in the choir allows you to lift your voice in worship. But making sure the church is financially stable often seems to put you at odds with the church's overall mission. But without our finance volunteers, the church's work would be stifled. There would be no resources to perform missions, no materials to teach Sunday school, and no sanctuary to worship in.
Every Sunday when I see Maxine wheeling Ken into the sanctuary, I see dedication, commitment, faith, and most powerfully love. Both Maxine and Ken are pillars of the Athens community. Maxine is a longtime principal at Clark Central High School, and Ken is president of Athens Technical College. And they are also the rock of Oconee Street. We all see Maxine playing piano and organ every Sunday, but behind the scenes she does so much more. There isn't a committee at this church that Maxine hasn't led at some point, and her guidance and dedication were essential in rebuilding the church after the fire. Similarly, visitors to this church for the past several decades were likely greeted by Ken and received a bulletin from him at the church doorstep. Sunday school participants may remember Ken's leadership as Sunday school superintendent and how he walked from class to count attendees. We were all devastated when we learned of Ken's cancer. Of course, no one more so than Maxine. But despite his limitations, this picture demonstrates the commitment and dedication they have to God and this church. Ken still wants to be here, and Maxine will do all in her power to help him. In their wedding vows, they committed to be there for each other in sickness and in health. Marriage in the church isn't only a commitment to each other, but a commitment to God, and this picture embodies that commitment.